Now we're going to see the extensible markup language, that is this unit 2. These are the outlines of XML. The first is what is XML, next family of the XML technologies, syntax and comments. What is the syntax of for the comments? Next XML DTD, that is document type definition. Next, what are the rules we're going to follow to design the XML? And it is next is comparison of XML and HTML, and next some of the examples. So first, what is XML? It is an extension of markup language. In the first unit we seen the what is hypertext markup language. It's a fixed set of tags. Here we using the markup language for documents which contains the structured information, and it is also used to describe the content of the document and which makes it easy to read the data for the extensible, and it also supports the platform independent. These are the families of XML technologies. So some of the families are XQuery. We can post the queries using of XML language, and some of the data we can save by using of XMLs, and we can use the X pointers, X links to enhance the technologies of XML. So next, syntax of XML. So first we're going to see the elements of the tags. It does not have any predefined tags. XML have its own tags. When we compare with HTML, XML have the own set of tags. So elements are used to define the tags of the XML language. So it can be represented by the tag called the greater than symbol and the less than symbol. So for example, student, and it can be enclosed by the slash, that is as like HTML language we have the closing tag and opening tag. It can also contain the text or any other elements and other combination. Each element it also have some restrictions to frame the tag's name. Each element must have the letters, start with the letters, and if they use the two words, it can be joined by the underscore symbol, and each elements are the case sensitive. So next is the attribute which resembles the behavior of the element. So it can be enclosed with double quotes. Its value is enclosed with double quotes. For example, person flag is equals to true. So flag is referred as the attribute, and every element should not have any more than one attribute, and should not have any attribute have the same name. Next is a comment. This is a symbol for the comment. So comment is explaining the structure of the XML document and also the part of XML during the development and testing. It is the main one which is used to what the program is actually going to do, and it cannot use the symbol as like that. Comments are not displayed by the browser while invoking the program. So next is the document type definition. This is the very important one in the XML document. By using this document type definition, we can frame the element of the XML document, because when compared to HTML, XML have some own set of tags, right? It doesn't have any predefined one. So how the own set of tags should be valid one, it can be identified by the document type definition. The work of document type definition is used to frame the valid data document of the XML language. It is a set of rules that allows us to specify the own set of elements and attributes. The document type definition has the rights to identify the valid set of element and attributes. It also indicates the grammar, what tags are legal in the XML document. XML document is a valid if it is attached document type definition and document is structured according to the rules defined in document type definition. So the main concept of document type definition is to validate the own set of tags of the XML language. So next is what are the rules which is given by the document type definition to frame the XML programming language. XML is a case sensitive, so which means the uppercase letter and the lowercase letters are different. Each start tag must have a matching end tag. Elements must properly nested. If the attribute is 1 and the closing tag also 1, if the opening tag is 2 and the closing tag also 2. As like that, properly we have to nest it. Next, an empty tag can be defined like this. If the tag doesn't have any values, we can represent by the symbol as like that. A space or tab character is not allowed in the element name or attribute name. The comment and processing instruction may not appear inside the tags. The comment have some structure like this. So it should not be enclosed by the tags. So next is the comparison of XML and HTML. In the unit 1, we can clearly define what are the tags of HTML and what are the enhanced technologies of HTML as like that. That is dynamic HTML as like that. So basically HTML has some set of predefined tags. By using of that tags, we can design the web pages and all. But XML is a own set of that. The work of XML is to store the data in the place, but it is not actually not for the designing. It basically store the data wherever it is. So when we compare both the XML and HTML by using of tags, HTML is a predefined tag, whereas XML is a own set of tags. And XML is a content oriented data structures, that is it mainly concepts on what are the data are stored in the data structures or database wherever. When we compare with HTML, it's mainly defined by presentation oriented. That is, by using of these tags, we can design the web page. By using of XML document, we can maintain the document. So in XML, we mainly concentrate in data storage. In HTML, we mainly concentrate in presentation, designing of web page. So next, XML is a standard data infrastructure, whereas in HTML, no data validation capabilities. In XML, allow multiple output forms. In HTML, we have single presentation. So in HTML, we mainly concentrate on the presentation of the web page. In XML, we mainly concentrate on the data in the data document or data structures. So the last one, XML content and format can be placed together. In HTML, formatting in content in a style sheet. So it is an example of XML document to maintain the foot menu. So by using of HTML tag, we can design the language, whereas by using of XML document, we can store the data in the document. So first we have a main tag called menu. Next we have a subtag called foot. Inside of the subtag, we have a element called name and price. Again, we have a description. So inside the foot tag, we have a 3 element called name, price and description. Again, the foot tag closed. So one of the structure closed. So next, we have a second tag. So similar like that, and similar we have 3 set of data over here. So by using of this program, we can maintain the menus data is like that. Food, inside of the food we have 3 document called name, price and description. So next is an advantage. So what are the advantages of XML? XML can be easily readable because it is a own defined tags. It is very simple in text editor. The languages are neutral, so we can generate the XML document, whereas in Perl and Java, every XML document has a tree-like structure. So by using of tree-like structure, we can easily retrieve the data from the document. And XML files are independent of an operating systems. So we already mentioned that XML is a platform independent. So we can easily maintain the platform, that is maintain the operating systems very easily and independently. The next, it's very flexible, compressible in the sense with the memory capacity is very less, and customizable. We can personalize the data very easily, and widely support and can be used very widely. So the overall concept of XML is to not to present the data, it is used to maintain the data. It has some own set of tags. These own set of tags can be validated by the document type definitions we called as DTT. It can be stored in the format of tree-like structures, and XMLs are very platform independent, so we can independent of operating systems. So these are the simple concepts of XML document.